BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
And good evening, and welcome to the BallGame Blitz TV network, produced by Worthy Road Studios here on the Jackson Christian Facebook. And tonight we are from the beautiful campus of Goodpasture Christian School, two fine Christian institutions going against each other. And we will tell you more about this game as both come in 2 wins, no losses. But we've got a very special guest who has interest on both sides. We have the former executive director of the TSSAA, and I hate to say former because, you know, if something happened, he could step right in and do it again. He hasn't missed a beat.
No,
I don't know about his golf game.
He couldn't step right in and not miss a beat either.
Well, I'm going to say something that he may not want me to say. We've had nothing but great executive directors, but he and A. Foster Bridges set the tone. And don't get me wrong, the other gentlemen were excellent themselves, and he will give Gil Gideon a lot of credit, and Gil did do good.
Yep.
Bernard has done good, and our new executive director is setting his own path, but he's a good man.
Good man.
But this one and Mr. Bridges probably had as much effect. And for those of you that know, Ronnie just carries out the board wishes when he was executive director, but you had to go just like Mr. Bridges with some legal changes. Some people didn't know that, but when the TSSAA started, everything wasn't smooth, and Ronnie had a lawsuit, not against him, but against the organization, which he, our lawyers, and the staff defended well, and right prevailed in that one. We're not here to talk about that. You've got connections on both sides. Your son has worked at both schools.
Worked at both schools. Joe, I'll tell you a very quick one, and if Jim knew I was telling this story, he would really just get upset. All Jim wanted to be, he'd been teaching 1 year, and all he wanted to do was be a head baseball coach. And he went down to interview at Jackson Christian with Jerry Eskew. This will be a good one to start tonight. Goes down to interview, and he comes back, and I ask him how everything went. Now, you got to remember, he's single now. He hadn't gotten married yet. And he said, I said, how'd everything go? And he said, it was great. And he goes through everything. He loved everybody he met. And at the end, I said, what's your salary? He said, well, I didn't ask him that. And I said, you didn't ask him your salary? And he said, no, I just told him I would just like to come. I told Jerry Eskew they could have told him that they weren't going to pay him for a couple of years, and he had probably taken the job, you know.
Well, Jim, you know what? But that says a lot about Jim.
Yeah.
It's a great story. I got to keep that. I'm going to hold it over his head a little bit.
Yeah.
But Jim's enthusiasm. Ronnie, I'm not so sure that you're not right. Jim was so enthusiastic because I got to do some games on radio.
That's right. Y'all were close.
And he has the enthusiasm. He has the want to. And I wasn't quite that guilty. Walking out the door, I asked Thurman Reynolds, what am I getting paid?
What's my salary? Yeah.
And, you know, you do things like that. Ronnie, you've had so many good things that – what was your favorite part of being the TSSAA?
Oh, it's the people. You know, Joe, it's just – and I was assistant for 8 years, and the beauty of being an assistant at that particular time, it's still great. But at that particular time, the assistant director was in charge of all the sports, so you were in charge of working with the officials. And then in addition to that, you did all the investigations. So no matter what happened. So when you think of that, that meant I was traveling a lot. That was a negative, but it was a huge positive because in the day I would visit schools. So I probably was in just about every school in the state of Tennessee, and knowing people and getting to know people through that, without question, the greatest part of it was the people that were involved.
Absolutely.
People like you, but they were all over the state, and Tennessee is so unique, so special, and Mr. Bridges had set the tone for everything. Most people probably would not realize this, but Tennessee's had less executive directors than any other state association in the 51.
Right. We hadn't even got to double digits yet, and we're ways away from that.
And the compliment to that, in my estimation, is to Mr. Bridges, because he was He was the man that made the organization what it was.
He was, but you added your touch to it too. Now, I got to ask you about this. You and I both, and some of the this is connected, and sportsmanship improved and got really well, even though we had some spots where your staff helped it improve. We got right beside us Lee Phillips. His son, Rob, is coaching for Jackson Christian School. He's going to do Goodpasture, and he coached here. Then your son is the AD, but he coached baseball. That's part of what TSSAA and sports are about.
That's exactly right. And it's the relationships between the people, not just the people within a school group like Jackson Christian or Goodpasture, but it's the combination of being at both places, and then those relationships and friendships are always very important to the people involved.
Absolutely.
And it makes you realize how blessed you are to be in education. And that's the way I always felt when I was doing it, whether I was coaching or when I went to work with the association. And it's just very special.
Oh, it is. Ronnie, I hate to ask it, this kind of casts a negative shadow of sorts on sports in general. Will we ever get back to the days like we'd go play down in Hardin County? R.C. Johnson, the officials would be there, whether it's basketball or football, over his house to eat. The coaches of both teams were there, and everybody had a big old time, no matter whether you got your head hulled or it was a white knuckler.
Yeah, and Joe, the answer to that question is no, it probably will not be like that. But see, here's another great story. I've gotten this from some of our officials who worked in the SEC then. And back then, and this tells you college athletics, in the Southeastern Conference, basketball games were on Saturday and Monday nights.
Yes.
That was the schedule. And when officials worked, let's say at Ole Miss on Saturday night, they stayed and worked the next game on Monday night. And what they always told me, they always stayed there, and at some stage in there, every head coach at every one of those schools would feed the two basketball officials on Sunday night just to have them in their home. People don't realize the relationship between not just coaches and coaches, but coaches and officials is a very special relationship.
Well, that's like Milt Canavan. Started out, I just barely knew Milt, and now he and I are best of friends. He'll be sharing some scores. I'll be sending some. He's working TRTV's broadcast with Steve Bowers back in Jackson. And he and Jim Rowland and Wayne Jones, even though he was a fellow educator and from Southside, you know, you felt like you were right in the cradle, and Wayne was rocking you doing it gently when he called a game for you. And you knew it was going to be worked right. And after the ball game was over, we even invited one year Leo Martindale to our banquet. That was when he was retiring, and he deserved it. This is what real sports are all about. Yeah. When these young men leave the field tonight, shake hands and say, hey, maybe I'll stay in touch with you.
Well, you know, and for many years, if I spoke with high school kids, I'd said, if you're dealing in sports, there's three things that you can do. You can either play, or you can officiate, or you can coach. And I said, now, which one of those do you want to do? Well, obviously the response is you want to play, but you can only play so long.
That's right.
And I said, then you can coach, but trust me, the best way is through officiating, because when the games are over, you know this from coaching, when the games are over, they're not over for the coach. He's up for at least 3 or 4 more hours.
Absolutely. Right? You are 100% right, Ryan.
And for officials, they work the game, they can get in their car because they are not tied emotionally like the coaches are to the kids, and everything that is there. There's all of them are great ways to be involved, and we just have to continue to try to draw great people in officiating and great people in coaching also.
And folks, if you're listening from either school, of course Lee's going to have the Goodpasture broadcast on the National Federation Network. We need officials.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got a bunch in Jackson that's getting ready to retire, and they've hung on because they love these young people, because some of them are older than I am that's still officiating. And I'm going to mention one guy that he's got some foot problems and stuff. Larry Lewis is going beyond and above the call of duty. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout, and we're going to come back with more of Ronnie Carter after these important messages on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
The best thing to order is when you are sitting at soccer practice, order it through your phone while you're sitting there, and then you go and pick it up.
But you're much more of a planner than me.
I am.
And that's what I love about you.
Yes.
You know, I'm not that prepared. It's more seat in my pants.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Had an accident and in need of repairs? If you're being towed, make sure the driver knows where to take it. David White Body Shop to expedite the repair process. David White Body Shop has been in business over 42 years. They have factory-trained certified technicians, and they are a direct repair shop for most insurance companies. They make sure your vehicle is repaired to manufacturer's recommendations. Always insist on the professionals at David White Body Shop. And we are on the BallGame Blitz Worthy Road Studios production on the Jackson Christian School Facebook of Goodpasture and Jackson Christian. We'll remind you this is a copyright broadcast. Any retransmission or further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited. My special pregame guest for all you Jackson Christian people, he's very familiar. For Goodpasture people, he's familiar. Are you Jim Carter's dad, or Ronnie Carter is Jim Carter's your son?
No, trust me, I am Jim Carter's dad. When Caroline and I go to baseball games, generally one of the officials or something will say something, and I can see him look up in the stands, and I'll motion to him. But I know what Jim's response is. Neither one of them have a life. They just come to ball games.
Well, now you made a bunch of them. Before we get into a topic we've kind of alluded to earlier, you made a many trip down to Jackson Christian School when Jim was coaching there. I saw you in the stands, and you were just Jim Carter's dad then.
Well, if you don't even want to know, with 2 years at Jackson State and 2 years at Freed-Hardeman, and then coaching at Jackson Christian, we made more than 1 or 2 trips to West Tennessee.
Absolutely. And for folks that don't know, Jim Carter was elected and inducted into the Freed-Hardeman Hall of Fame. I believe it's now 3 years ago, or it will be in a couple of months.
That's correct.
And it deservedly so. I know that he and Brian Bullard had played down there. Now, he was a little ahead of Brian, but some of Jim's records still stand. Some of them were broken, but they had a young man named Josh Sears that we all thought if Josh hadn't had to be timed with a calendar, he'd be in the major leagues right now. And I'm serious. That's how good Josh Sears was.
Both places, and he played for great coaches in Chuck Box at Freed and with Bubba Cates at Jackson. And he was so fortunate to be around those two gentlemen.
Well, to continue the family affair on the field tonight, where he's wearing number 58, Tacker Nash's old number, is a young man named Tristan Nash.
My goodness.
His uncle is Dirty Steve Hamilton, and the dirty is not because he played dirty. And I'm going to turn it over to Ronnie, and, of course, Billy Scribner figures into this story too. So, Ronnie, the mic's all yours.
Well, Steve was, I think, maybe a freshman in school at Jackson Christian. Jim had just started coaching. Steve went out for baseball, was small, and Jim cut him and tore his dad up. But at that particular time, then Jim found him in the halls and said, if you want to come out and be a manager, I'll teach you how to handle dirt, and I'll teach you how to do stuff, and talked him into coming and being a manager for his freshman year, and said, and we'll see what things happen next year. Well, from that, then Steve then got involved, and then Jackson Christian ends up in the state baseball champion tournament in Chattanooga, and a guy named Bill Marbett, who some people may know over it, turned around, and was just getting started in his business working on fields. He later becomes, and he's very big now in the whole world of baseball. He ends up Jim puts Dirty Steve with, and the dirty came because he was fooling with dirt all the time, and you do that when you're there. And Jim got him involved with Bill Marbert, who was a big name working for the SEC tournament and all kinds of things, taking care of their fields. And out of that, Steve then turns around and goes to work and stays in it for the rest of his life, still in it now, doing work in Arizona. But the first time after I retired, Caroline and I, first trips we made for the first 2 years was to spring training in Arizona, and we went down there to see Steve Hamilton.
Yes.
And he was in charge of the Dodgers facility, and anybody that's been around knows the Dodgers facility in Arizona was big time. Steve Hamilton was in charge of it, and it all started with getting cut from the team as a freshman in high school, but agreeing to come and be. So it's the age-old story of timing is everything and being in the right place at the right time. And Steve now is very successful in Arizona for working with the parks. And his dad, Bill Hamilton, of course, great, as you well know, great people. Their family is. But all of that goes back to Jim starting in coaching about the very same time that turned around and happened with Steve. So there's a special relationship between the Carters and the Hamilton.
Absolutely, and then there's a lot of great officials, and we've got some.
Yep.
I call them sacred officials in this thing, but there will never be another Billy Scribner.
Not, and Billy was so close. Billy was in charge when I came along and was working. Billy was our supervisor. He had been an outstanding official, worked tournaments, worked playoffs, all of that. But then he became our supervisor in West Tennessee in football and basketball both. So I worked with him in that role. He became one of the greatest friends that I've ever had in any of this work. He and all of the Scribner family. And he was a very special person to officiating in all phases. And he did so much for West Tennessee and did so much for officiating for so many years.
Absolutely, and a great American and a longtime member of Skyline Church of Christ.
Right.
And,
That's exactly right.
I believe he was a deacon too.
Yep.
And now I went to Campbell Street at that time, and I still want to call it Central now. I know you. Now Ronnie came from Mississippi, but we have made him an official Tennessean, and he's been here longer than he was in Mississippi. And Ronnie, at Bethel now, you were a pretty good athlete, I was told, at Bethel.
Well, I was fair, but my connections really go back to West Tennessee because I played football in junior college at a place called East Mississippi Junior College at Scooba, Mississippi.
Scooba.
And our coach was a guy named Bob Sullivan. And I'll never forget because there was a player on USJ's team whose dad was an official. And all he wanted to do was meet Jim's dad, because he said, if you play for Bob Sullivan, you're either a man or you're crazy one of the two. and Bob Sullivan went to school at Union, played football at Union, and there's just a great history of all of those. To tell you how small the world is, when I interviewed with Gil Gideon for the job, as an assistant director, Gil looked at my resume and said, did you play ball at Scooba, Mississippi? And I said, yes. And he said, did you play for Bob Sullivan? And I said, yes. And I couldn't imagine why he was asking me about Scooba and Coach Sullivan. And he said, I played ball at Union. And Union used to have a football team.
Yes, they did.
And he said, I played ball, and Bob Sullivan was a senior and I was a freshman, and he said I was scared to death of it. So Coach Sullivan had that reputation all the way through, and only thing I know, we exchanged Bull Sullivan stories for the rest of the interview, and I got the job, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not.
I don't know either, but Sullivan I have knowledge of, and his connection to Union. Now, his connection to Union happened a little bit before my time.
A little before your time, that'd be correct.
And but what a great place and all that. Ronnie, two great Christian institutions tonight. They are both going to play their hearts out, and we're not going to ask you to pick the game out, but your thoughts on this contest
Well,
tonight.
they're two great schools. They have excellent administration, and they have had for years, and so it will be good, and it'll be enjoyable to watch. And I wouldn't have a clue as to which one is the better team as they start, nor I just know this: the kids will do right, and the coaches will do right.
Ronnie, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll get some final comments. Let's take that break. Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today, direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles!
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
And we're back on the Jackson Christian School Facebook and Worthy Road Studios with a special guest. We'll be telling you about the teams in just a couple of moments. But we've got Ronnie Carter, former executive director, Hall of Famer. He's got so many. I don't have enough fingers to count the number of Hall of Fames and awards that this man has gotten over the years. He's got connections to both schools. And Ronnie, we talked a little bit about it, but I'm looking forward to this contest for more reasons than just somebody winning and losing a football game.
Oh, yeah.
I knew who he was, but I didn't really know him. Rob Phillips' dad, right beside you, Lee. Great teacher. He's been a coach.
Great teacher and a great coach.
Yeah, and now a great broadcaster. And we had more fun. I didn't even want to do the game for a few minutes because I wanted to just keep talking to Lee down there a while ago. And then we get to talk to a legend like you are. And like I said, let's kind of tie this thing together. That's what TSSAA is really about, isn't it? Is member schools, but everybody thinks that, you, Gil, coming on down, Bernard, etc., y'all didn't make the decisions. You carried out the wishes of the member schools that voted for the board and the legislative council.
Yeah, and it goes back to Mr. Bridges' era, but it's such a strong organization because it's an organization of schools that make the rules themselves. And all our role was as staff was to enforce the rules and to administer those rules. And so it was that and training officials, which we have about 4,000 or 5,000, and when you think of all the sports that they have, and it was just a great work. I used to tell people when they would ask about it and seemed like it was a tough job, I said, you're talking sports 24 hours a day. It can't be very bad,
Absolutely.
And it was a pleasure, but the thing that made it a pleasure was friendships like yours and mine, friendships with people all over the state, and traveling the state of Tennessee and knowing what Lake County is like and knowing what Happy Valley is like in Upper East Tennessee.
Charlie Bayless.
That's right. And they're all great people. And I was at a nursing home in Brewston the other day, and I ran into Cliff Sturdivant, and it took us back to talking about Lake County and Brewston and everything. And there's nothing, you can't even put a price on how important that is to all of us.
And I got to add this. There are still a couple of old 6-player girls basketball coaches still active.
Yes.
I think that when I retired, there were 7. And I know that Jerry Lott is still going strong, and Jerry and I are the same age, but Jerry's a tougher guy than I am.
But, and people, you know, and the thing, Joe, that they don't realize was how great the game of 6-on-6 was at the time it was played. Then it changed when it needed to change, but it was a beautiful, beautiful game. And what they really don't realize is Mr. Bridges was one of 6 directors of 6 states that were playing basketball in that era of 6-on-6.
Well,
and they had basketball going, and girls basketball was big in our state long before 5-on-5.
Absolutely, you are right. And we had full house tournaments. They had to move the tournament from Jackson because we couldn't seat. We only had 5,000 seats.
That's exactly
and it got that big. 2 names stick out to me. One is Margie Gillespie, and she is still the leading scorer of all girls basketball players, 5 or 6. And then the person in number 2 spot is from Humboldt. She was known as Louise Wilson.
Esther Coleman.
Oh, no, Louise Wilson.
Oh, this is Louise before Esther. That's
Esther's
correct.
down the list.
Yeah.
And we are getting the coin toss out there. We'll talk about that for a minute. And I see Big Cedric is out there, Anderson. Caleb Newsom for us. I do not see the other 2 numbers. And the team from Goodpasture, rather good-sized young men out there, and they are well represented too. Number 9 for them is Ward Coe. He's a senior. 75 is Gavin Martin, another senior, and 22, Trendale McReynolds. He's a senior. We're going to talk through the broadcast about their history here, and it looks like Goodpasture has won the toss, but they have deferred. But Jackson Christian always wants the football first.
That's right.
That is the trademark.
They got it.
They got it, and it's going to happen that way. Ronnie, any final thing you want to say to these folks? And we're going to get you back on the Sports Roundup show again.
Well, Joe, it's just a pleasure for me to get to be with you and to visit. And I have so many great memories of West Tennessee. And it'll be fun here tonight watching both these 2 fine schools play. And it's so great to see you.
It is, and we appreciate you taking time out. Tell Jim take a break tonight, which he won't do.
He won't do that.
He won't. And tell your lovely wife I said hey.
I will do. Thanks, Joe.
There he is. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back with football. Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000. And we are back. As you see, the victory line, as they call it, for the players to run beside, and the flags come out. Jackson Christian has already made their appearance. Jackson Christian will be on offense first with Austin Kelly playing quarterback, Deuce Lawrence the running back, Jalen Mosley the wideout, Jack Collins another wideout, Trent Carrier at a wideout spot. The big tight end, Daniel Green, who rumbled last week, and we'll talk more about each one's performance a little bit. He'll be at tight end. The left tackle is Tristan Nash. The left guard, Hudson Neubauer. The center is Eli Gay. The right guard, Ty Smith. And the right tackle, Hunter Walter. We'll see who's back, but usually Jack Collins is back. Starting for the Goodpasture Cougars will be the number 77, Walker Denning, a senior. 55, Ethan Floyd, a senior. 75, Gavin Martin, a senior. 51, Josh Rose, a junior. Number 2, Ian Crockett, a sophomore. Number 4, Nate Starks, a freshman. Number 16, Jace Jones, a freshman. The defensive backfield, Lucius Smiley wearing 21 and a senior. Number 11, Brayton Lawrence, he's a senior. Now, instead of wearing his traditional number 3, he's wearing 15 tonight. Caleb Smith, he's a junior. And Hayden Claiborne, the senior, wears 0. And I've got the right stats. Jackson Christian has won 1 state championship in 2006. Goodpasture has won 3. And we will pick up some of the other young men as we get a chance with them. We'll see who the kicker is. The kicker is number 1. That is Henry Lowe. He is also a senior. Ball teed up on the 40, equidistance from each side. And Lowe approaches it. And this one's a short directional kick on purpose, and it goes out of bounds. They have a choice. Jackson Christian can take the football on the 35, or they can move them 5 yards back and have them kick it again. And let's see what's going to happen. We're getting kind of mixed signals here, and now they're going to kick it again because the defense for the Cougars came out there. Cougars have been in school. They have been in school for 56 years here. They also have played football 53 of those. Jackson Christian started in the 70s. Steve Stroud was the first football coach, and it looks like Lowe is going to kick it again. Let's see what the sideline wants him to do. And that was a purposeful kick, and we see Jack Collins as the deepest man. Looks like Easton Jones wearing 0 to this sideline. And we'll try to pick up who is on the far side. It may be Mason Vaughn. This one going back to Jack Collins. He'll field it on his 11 and start forward with a middle return. Breaks through the first wave. The kicker himself, or actually number 0, Hayden Claiborne, is the initial tackler. And Jackson Christian will start with the football on their own 47-yard line. I had to wait for the spot of the football. 1st and 10, ball on the left hash mark. Wide side of the field to the Cougars bench. Jackson Christian going from left to right tonight. Jalen Mosley in a single set. He'll be covered a lot tonight by Hayden Claiborne, the senior defensive back. Deuce Lawrence in the backfield. There's a wing and a receiver. It's going to be a quick pass. Mosley steps up like a good wide receiver does, takes it down about 13 yards to their 39, maybe 14, and it'll be a first down, the initial one for the Eagles. And we're trying out another score sheet tonight. And folks, I'm sure you're saying, wish Coach would get him one score sheet. 14 yards on that one and a first down. Play signaled in from the sideline. We'll go trips left. They're bringing number 5 in, Shannon Dawkins, to play defensive back. He also is a running back. Let's see who matches up with Mosley, because the defenses try different things with him. They send him in motion to the right. He'll be a wide out to the right. And now let's see what happened. I don't see a flag down there, but play was stopped. And yes, a little discussion out of the officials here. And DeMoss will come in. I'm sure it's the towel that was hanging from his pants. And you can stick them in the back, I believe. And that was one of the points of emphasis this year that they sent out in the 2023 rules, is that. So DeMoss in there, and they'll send Mosley in motion again, but he'll set up. Got 2 receivers to the left. They're going to hand to Deuce Lawrence. They pull the guards out front. Neubauer gets a good block there. 2 men will tackle him, and that is Deuce Lawrence. Ward Coe being one of those, and it was a nice gain on first down of about 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Deuce Lawrence, a good rusher. And I'm waiting for that long run. We almost got to say Deuce is on the loose last week. Trips left. Kelly back into the ball game, and again they run some short motion setup. Different man will pick him up, and I believe the young man that's got an offer from Vanderbilt. The pass thrown down the sidelines. Mosley's got it. Will he take it into the end zone? What do we have? Out of bounds on the 1 yard line. Just inside the 1. So a nice pickup of about 31, and we'll get our stats right. 2 catches for Mosley. Will they bring the jumbo package in? It's 1st and goal. 1st and goal on the 1. The toss sweep. Mosley's got the corner. It turns it in. He headed towards corner, but then cut it up, and he gets a touchdown. And that comes at the 10-minute and 1 second mark. And that's what Jackson Christian likes to do, is score on that first drive. Mosley on the 1 yard around left end. 1 yard, and that is run. Boy, I can't even read my own handwriting, folks. Zach Cisco on to attempt it out of Mosley's hole. This one is up. It's good. It reaches where they say that the state championships are listed, and it is 7-0. We'll be back after a 1-minute timeout on the Jackson Christian Network.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And as you see, we are back. Zach Cisco will kick off. 7-0. Jackson Christian leads. 10:01 to go in the first quarter of play. Good picture there of Zach Cisco from our camera. Gary Lockhart producing downstairs. Paul Schultz taking care of business upstairs. And we are just about ready for Cisco to approach. A good mixture of people to cover. Now we must stay in our lanes. We got out of our lanes last week. And this one hit high and off to the left side. Will it bounce out of bounds? It does. And let's see if Goodpasture wants it on the 35 or if we'll kick it again. I think the Cougars have chosen to take the football at the 35. And you do what fits your offense. For us, we wanted it kicked again because great return by Jack Collins. Now, our defense is going to be tested. Their quarterback, J.D. Maston, can play like a linebacker. He can throw the football. Pretty good young man. He's got some great receivers, including one that Vanderbilt is looking at. They will usually they will either have a wingback and a tight end and 2 wideouts, or they'll have wideouts on both sides. This one a handoff straight up the middle and good yardage. And we've had their number 15 3 has 15 on tonight, which is not his normal jersey. Easton Jones on the tackle then. That's Caleb Smith running the football in the backfield. And there is a towel out on the field. They'll get it off the field. They pull some guards and they try Caleb Smith again. He's got their initial first down plus more. Caleb Smith up the middle. Ethan Jones again. And Kai White with an assist. 1st and 10. That's the first down. We have 2 because of the long pass. Bringing Braxton Lawrence to this side, along with Hayden Claiborne. 2 men in the backfield. Maston, your quarterback. And again, they're going to try the running play, and this time good penetration. One of the men hitting him is Caleb Newsom. Another one, but they're going to say the ball was down, but Kai White pulled it away from him. And it was close. That one is a loss of 1. Kai White, he and Caleb Newsom, a great job on that one. Coming into the game is 24. Dylan Faulkner, a senior. 5 is in the ball game for them. That is Shannon Dawkins, the sophomore running back. Now they're bringing 14 into the contest. Slim Level, or Lavelle. It may be Lavelle, I need to ask. Wide out to both sides in motion. Fake the jet sweep, the big man, the quarterback, and he can run, but lots of penetration that time, and he'll be held to a very short gain, maybe one. And a host of tacklers. Newsom was there, but there were so many jerseys that, you know what, I hate to give it gang tackling. That's the way to do it. 3rd and 10. Passing down, but they have a good running attack. There's a wing to this side, slot to the other side. We're in our 2 deep secondary. It's going to be a halfback pass, and it's going to be overthrown. And that was 0 with the pass. Claiborne was the passer. It'll be 4th and 10, a punting situation for the Cougars. Jack Collins will go back in a single safety. See Cedric Anderson coming off the field, and number 20, Eli Smith, coming on. Good job by the Eagle defense that time. See Mason Vaughn come to this side, one of the guys to pick up the outside people. Blake Rowland, here's the snap, a good one. Nice high punt. And this punter, let's see if, and they call fair catch, fumbles it, and the Cougars may have it, and they do. So a fumble recovery. And let's see what we've got here. Comes the Great American Sports Replay, and you see it getting out of his hand. So a fumble recovery. We fumbled the punt, and now the Cougars are in business. 1st and 10 inside the 20. And they'll have a slot left, 1 running back in the backfield, the power back, H-back. They'll pull, lead straight ahead, and getting good yardage on that carry was number 5, Dawkins. Dawkins gets about 4.5. 2nd and 5. Is what it's called. The wingback, who also is listed as a tight end, comes to this side. The slot to this side. 1 single receiver, single covered over there. We've got man coverage on with a 2 high safety. They pull the guards like a trap play, run up the middle, and 5 Dawkins powers the ball across the 5-yard line, and that will give a 1st down. The second one for the Cougars, and they'll have it goal to go. 1st and goal from the 4. And the fumbled punt set this one up. And sometimes it is hard. It was a nice high punt. And as it turned over and came down, that point probably hits right on your stomach or right under the shoulder pads. Again, the power's to the left. They give to the running back, and that's Smith. He'll get a couple of tough yards. Second and goal. Now they have not moved the stakes much there. So 2nd and goal from it looks like about the 3.5. 5:28 to go in the first quarter of play. This was set up by a fumbled punt. In the backfield is Caleb Smith. Formation kind of tight. They send the slot man. It's going to be the quarterback, Maston, and he goes forward. Did he make the touchdown? They say he crossed the line, so a 3-yard touchdown for Maston and the Cougars. Their touchdown comes at the 5:06 mark, first quarter. And Maston is a load to try to tackle. Trust me, folks. He's a big guy. Henry Lowe will come on to attempt to tie this ball game up. 7-6 as it is right now at the 5:28 mark, or is that the 5:06 mark? 5:06 mark. I have to get up to see the scoreboard. Here is the kick. It looks good. They say no good. Okay, I'm not sure why he missed it, but a missed kick, and that leaves it at 7-6. And let's check, do we have a replay on that one? And if we don't, we will go to timeout. Let's take a 30-second timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installation. Bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee. If you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Football is one reason to love fall. Here's another. Save up to $16,000 on a fully loaded in-ground pool built this fall. Come by Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom on Carriage House Drive in Jackson for full details and see available styles in person.
Cooler weather this fall and a colder winter makes a spa even more enjoyable. Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom features a huge selection of spas from the biggest names in the business. Come see us on Carriage House Drive in Jackson today.
We are back, and Collins gets over, makes a nice catch at about the 9, heads up the field across the 20, heads into the middle, running diagonally across the field. One man grabs hold of his jersey, slides down to his legs, and he gets out to the 30-yard line. And Tony Baker with the tackle, and Jackson Christian will get its third attempt at the football. The last one was a fumbled punt, so it barely changed hands. And we've got a 7-6 contest. And last week it was an extra point that won the game for the Cougars when they were in overtime with Silverdale.
7-6 the score.
Jack Collins comes out, matched up, looks like man-to-man. Want to say that's going to be a 2-high safety situation now. It may be changing to a 1-high because of the formation we've got. Two receivers to the left, Lawrence in the backfield. They send Mosley in motion. And we've got a man that's keying on Mosley because he switched, and wherever Mosley went, he went. Mosley gets across the 30 on the running play, down to about the 33 for a pickup of 3. Mosley, more like 2 3/4, not quite full 3. We're going to go ahead and call it 2nd and 7, though. It's a long 7. Play being signaled in. I see Carrier out there. See Collins, Mosley, Austin, Kelly. And let's see who else is with them. We'll go over that line in a minute. Deuce Lawrence is out there. And I'm sure Daniel Green or our backup tight end 1 is in there. Collins comes to this side. There's a tight slot, short side of the field to the right. 1 high safety, the whistles blow. And let's see what happened. Something on dead ball. Well, a timeout, actually, it looks like. Timeout, Jackson Christian. Let's take a 1-minute timeout with the Eagles leading 7-6.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Aria.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Carlock Nissan of Jackson.
McCoy's Heating and Air specializes in more than just HVAC services. Our service department has expert plumbers to handle a wide variety of plumbing issues. Do you have a dripping faucet, broken toilet, or broken water heater? Whatever the issue may be, contact McCoy's today for quick service. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
Eagles 2nd and 7 going against the 4 down lineman. Here's a quick toss. They get a block for Mosley. He's getting yardage across the first down marker, pulling, driving, spinning, finally tackled as he crosses his own 45. He gets about 11 yards on that reception, his 3rd reception of the night. And they closed very quickly. It's another first down, the 3rd one for Jackson Christian. Unofficially, Mosley has 41 yards. They bring Jack Collins to the right. Mosley in the slot on that right side. Man in motion. They run the X play. We fumble the football, and I believe that Goodpasture has recovered the fumble. So fumbleitis has the Eagles tonight, stopping what was a nice drive. And another fumble recovery for Goodpasture. 1st and 10 for Goodpasture on the Eagle 39-yard line. Fumbles and penalties got Florida in trouble last night, and right now they have put our Eagles in trouble. See Blake Rowland come to this side. A little confusion on the coverage. Here comes a man in motion. It'll be the jet sweep. They cut it up. Only a gain of a couple of yards there. Good job by Jackson Christian to defend it. Claiborne on the jet sweep for about 2. And it looks like they are going to bring a tight end back in, take out one of the running backs. We go with a 3 down lineman, stand-up linebacker, walks up on the line of scrimmage. They ride it, and a hole you could drive a Mack truck through as they go across the down to the 20, and it's a first down if there's a yellow rag on the field, and I did not pick up what it was. The ball had been previously spotted on the 37. Let's see what the call is. 17-yard pickup. Oh, penalty against the Eagles, and the penalty. And they now say no penalty. So it's the 3rd first down now for the Cougars as they are marching and driving us off the football. Tight end to, or wing back to one side and a tight end to the other, and then Maston's just going to keep it and go up the middle. He is a big, strong kid. Looks strong enough to play. And you got Kai Wyatt in there. Big Cedric rolled off of it. And, of course, number 18 for us. And Maston got 4 out of the deal. He's got 7 yards tonight. But 2 fumbles have really hurt Jackson Christian School. The snap. Here's the runner. Up the middle. And again, they gained yards, but several. Mason Vaughn, one of them. Kai Wyatt, who led us in tackles last week. And he's going to get about 3. And they come back with Dawkins. Dawkins got the football. Wyatt got him, but it looked like they're going to make the first down. Kai Wyatt all over the field. I think he led us with 12 tackles last week. Of course, our biggest problem right now is holding on to the football. Actually, it's short by a couple. And it is 4th and 1, and you definitely go for it down here. 7, Maston, the quarterback. Dawkins at running back. It'll be a running play. Now they're going to check, give a little hard count, try to see if we'll jump in the neutral zone. Stand-up linebackers waits forward. They're going to try the same play again, and this time it looked like Jackson Christian stopped him short of the first down. Great penetration. Wyatt was in there. Big Cedric was in there. and one other player, and this ball is going to go over on downs. Rob Phillips, the defensive coordinator for Jackson Christian, played his football here, and I think was on the 2007 team that played, and that's 2007 as fast as I talk, that played for the state championship for Goodpasture. And his dad, who was coaching, not the head coach at that time, but has also coached basketball, sitting right beside me doing their broadcast. Eagles 1st and 10. And they're going to bring trips right. And you've got Daniel Green all by himself. And here's a nice spot. A drag or a flag or right down the seam would be nice. Now, they're in a too-high safety, so the seam route's probably not going to be there. They hand off to Deuce Lawrence. Deuce Lawrence up the field, across the 30, or down to across the 25, close to the 30. And the official out-of-bounds markage will be the 27. So Deuce Lawrence, good gain by him. First down, the 4th one. There are 6 seconds and counting left in this quarter. The time will run out. Jackson Christian leads 7-6. We'll be back after a minute timeout on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
I will be the greatest, greatest, greatest. 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 I will be
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches.
Peabody, also Union University and Bethel. Some of our advertisers, the Blacksmith Restaurant, Carlock Nissan, Aloha Pools, Jones Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Deaton's Carpet, One Elite Dental, Nest Realty, Humboldt Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the Bank of Jackson, McCoy's Heating and Air, Kenny Sutherland with 5 Star Realty, Great American Sports, Southern Capital Advisors, David White. Please support these advertisers. We're getting ready. We'll flip ends. Start the second quarter with Jackson Christian leading 7-6. 2 fumbles have hurt them. 2 fumbles, 1 on a punt, 1 on an exchange in the backfield, and it looks like Trent Carrier, Jack Collins, and Jalen Mosley all come to the left. Tight end to the right. They hand off to Easton Jones. Easton's got some speed, but this time Goodpasture did a good job of setting the corner. And it'll be 3rd down, Easton Jones with the carry. 3rd and 2. The ball is at the 35-yard line. Left side of the field, the wide side, and we've got trips left. Wide out. And the running back, let's see if there's a shift. Austin Kelly steps up to get the play. We have 2 different people that signal the plays in, sometimes even 3rd. Here's one, and they did not get the lead man block, and they smell that one. Mosley broke 1 tackle, broke a 2nd one. He's going to be driven out, though, at the looks like the 31-yard line for a loss of a couple of yards. And we're going to tell you that there were several Cougar defenders there on that one. So Goodpasture will receive a punt from Zach Sisko. Zach only had 1 punt last week, and Peabody had a good penetration on him, but after that we shorted up, blocked it. I see the splits tighten just a little bit. Let's see if they're going to come. They're only going to send 1 man back. There are 2 blockers up there. Here's the low snap. Sisko will get it off, and it's a low punt. Wobbler will barely get across the 50 and then actually rolls back into Eagle territory at the 49. Neubauer got that one, and as far as downing it, and here comes the offensive team of the Goodpasture team. Maston at quarterback, Smith at running back wearing 15 instead of his normal 3. Carrier out here with coverage on this side, and it'll be press coverage. Now we get matched up on the slot man. Slot man's going to try to run a fly. They sprint right, Maston. He pulls it down, breaks one tackle, gets good yardage across our 40 down to about the 39-yard line, and it looks like he's either going to have or be very close to a first down. Depends on the spot. They have not told the chains to move, but it looks like now it's short, but a gain of 9 by Maston, and he is a powerful runner. Looks like he has about 19 yards, and he can break tackles. So I see them signaling their plays in. You've got an H-back or wing, whichever one you want to call him, to the right slot, and the H-back shifts in, so the strength of the formation to the left. They're going to go up the middle. Breaking outside is Smith, who is a good running back. He's got the first down and more down to about our 31 or 2, depending again on the spot. And he gets a very good gain, about 8 yards, and he's got 40 on the night and 6 carries. It's a first down, their 4th unofficially. We'll hear from Greg Armour at halftime. 9:52, and we couldn't get the camera on the scoreboard to have the time for you tonight, so I will try to tell you as many times as I can. Maston's going to keep it, and there was a hole over right guard. There's a hole as far as the A, B, and C holes numbered that way. And over the A one, he made a nice gain. And let's see what he got out of that. It won't be a first down. It's going to be a gain of about 8. Be second, and there's a timeout on the field. Jackson Christian takes a defensive timeout. We'll take a timeout on Worthy Roads of 30 seconds.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
And we are back. We'll tell you it's 9:23, and the reason we couldn't get the camera up is there is a nice beam that keeps this press box in good shape. It is a very nice press box, but unfortunately, myself and where we would have to put a camera, it won't work. Cougars look like their strength is running the football between the tackles, and they do a good job of that. Maston at quarterback, 2 receivers to the right. He's just going to take it and play single wing football. He breaks it back against the green, gets across the 20, across the 15, and down to about the 11-yard line. So we'll pick up a 14 and another first down, and they are just blowing us off the football right now. You see it on replay. Easton Jones with the tackle. 1st and 10. And that's more like Wildcat football because there was no intention ever, and the running back really wasn't where he was going to get it. After getting a little rest, Smith is back in there. Caleb Smith has it, turning down towards the goal line. And they can still get a first down. Gain of about 8 for Smith. Unofficially he has 48 yards. And they are 2nd and 2. They're on the 3-yard line, so they can get a first down without getting a touchdown, but they're only 3 yards away from pay dirt and taking this lead. The Jackson Christian defense will be called upon. They've got to get into those gaps and close down on the end. H-back or tight end, if you want to call him that, to the right. They're just going to go straight ahead, and Maston takes it 3 yards like a giant bulldozer. And in the second quarter, at the 7:51 mark, they have taken the lead after 2 costly fumbles. Both of the touchdowns scored by Maston have been of 3 yards. The score right now will be 12-7. They're going to kick the extra point. Low on to kick it for them. And the hold will be from Chase Angle. Here's the snap. The kick is up. Now this one is good because I saw the goalpost disappear. And it makes it 13-7 in favor of the Cougars at the 7:51 mark. Let's take a 1-minute timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
The best thing to order is when you are sitting at soccer practice, order it through your phone while you're sitting there, and then you go and pick it up.
But you're much more of a planner than me.
I am.
And that's what I love about you.
Yes.
You know, I'm not that prepared. It's more seat in my pants.
Had an accident and in need of repairs? If you're being towed, make sure the driver knows where to take it. David White Body Shop to expedite the repair process. David White Body Shop has been in business over 42 years. They have factory-trained certified technicians, and they are a direct repair shop for most insurance companies. They make sure your vehicle is repaired to manufacturer's recommendations. Always insist on the professionals at David White Body Shop. We are back. See that Mason Vaughn is closest to us at about the 18. Jack Collins right in the middle. He's about the 10 or a little behind it. And I see Jalen Mosley making an appearance, and because he has not been 100%, they are trying to use him very judiciously. And he is in and has backed up to about the 15. They'll kick away from Mosley. Goes to Collins. He starts up the field. Cuts to his right. It's going to be pulled down from behind at about the 25-yard line. Jack Collins returned it. Cougar defense comes on. It's Jackson Christian's ball. 1st and 10 on their own 25. They're 75 yards away from pay dirt with 7:41 to go in the second quarter of play. Now, an interesting mark up. They got 2 yards, so on the 27, and again from the angle. And you don't always see it where they see the knee getting down. Carrier and Vaughn come to the left of the formation. 2 men in the backfield. They'll send a man in motion. They run what I call the X play, counter play, as they X off the quarterback. A couple of tough yards by Deuce Lawrence. It'll be 2nd down. Replay from Great American Sports. You see Mosley go in motion, and he looks back. And he got slowed up, gets across the 30. And so Deuce Lawrence with a gain of about 5. And he'll have 29 yards so far. Carrier and Vaughn again to the left. Mosley goes right. Austin Kelly receiving the play, and looks like there is a timeout called by Jackson Christian. We'll see. Yes, it is, and that's their 3rd one, I believe. Let's take a timeout with them of 1 minute.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today, direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000. Back on the Jackson Christian Network as the Eagles come out. It's 2nd down and about 6. They fake Sprinting left, Kelly throws one up in the air. It hangs a long time. Mosley's got it, but his momentum will take him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Almost the 35 is where they're going to mark it. We're going to get a replay out of this and a good one. Mosley is something else going after those passes. There is a rumor, and it is purely a rumor, not been justified, that Josh Heupel might be in the crowd tonight. Do not know it, had no confirmation of it, but some of the people were buzzing. 4 down lineman for the Cougars, and that's a big front line that they've got. Trips right, tight end to the left. They try Deuce Lawrence over right tackle, or that C gap. He gets some tough yardage there, but the Deuce ran hard and the line blocked for him. I saw 30 get off of the pile-up, Gaddy Reyes, but there were some other young men down there for the Cougars. Pickup of about 4 for Lawrence. He's got approximately 33 unofficially. Carrier will come to this side. Jack Collins to this side, and Mosley tight end to the far side. We're in a spread with the power. They'll send Mosley back in motion. Let's watch their secondary rotate a little bit. And I think they've got the matchup they want out there with him. The fake, the quick toss. He makes one man miss, gets some tough yardage, gets the first down, and I'm going to tell you what, that young man is very tough. And the ball was on the 31. And Mosley with another catch and another first down. Ball about a gain of about 10. 6 catches. Well, they say it's now on the 19, so we owe him a yard. Mosley in motion again. They match up to him. Man coverage with a 1-high safety. Here's Lawrence on the loose. The Deuce is on the loose for approximately 11 yards. We'll see where they spot it. Chain has to move for safety of the young men. And we're going to see a replay of it. And they are moving. No, let's see if they move. Yes, they are moving the chains. Deuce Lawrence, and I love it when I can say Deuce on the loose. Good replay there. We appreciate Great American on those replays. Jack Collins with a little hitch in his get-along and step. Hopefully Jack's not hurt, and we see a little stoppage of play. And somebody wants a timeout. It's got to be the Cougars wanting a timeout. We'll check it and make sure, and then we'll take a 30-second timeout. It is the Cougars calling that timeout. Let's take a 30-second timeout with the Cougars leading the Eagles 13-7.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles.
We are back here. Good drive so far from our own 27. The only problem is we have coughed the football up twice tonight, and both of those fumbles led to Cougar scores that's the Goodpasture Christian team. Austin Kelly in with a wing back, and they shift the tight end and the wing back. Back shifts. Mosley single covered. They give to Lawrence. Lawrence dancing through there, through that B gap. He'll be driven back by a host of Cougars, of which look like Maston. Yes, he's in there on defense, and we told you he can play defensive end or linebacker. And Deuce Lawrence is going to pick up, is it 3 or 4? I want to be generous, and it looks like 3, and I agree with the announcer, a public address announcer on that one. So it's 2nd and 7, 5:03 and counting. Ball is on the 7. Maybe closer to the 8. Now we shift again. And it's unbalanced to the right, or at least the power. Here's Mosley, and it's a hand fight. He almost comes up with the catch, but he would have been out of bounds. He couldn't get the foot that he needed to inbounds. First incompletion. So Austin Kelly have him unofficially at 6 for 7. All the catches have been Mosley, much like our first game that we only had a couple other people make a catch. 4:41 to go. Third down, 7. Pass in and out of Mosley's hands, and you're not going to see that very often, folks. That does not happen very often. It'll be 4th down. Let's see if Zach Cisco comes on to attempt a field goal. 7 yards needed. Cisco will come in. They're going to put the ball down. Let's see where they spot it at the 14. That will make it a 24-yard kick. Zach was one of the leaders in kicking last year, an all-state kicker. He's a senior. It's up, and it was low, and there's been some timing situations. It's not necessarily the kicker, and Goodpasture is going to pick it up and take it all the way, but there is a handkerchief on the field, and we may bring it back. Let's see. There is a, they will bring this one back, it looks like. Let's see if it stands. And I don't know if we've got the replay, and it may have run while I was trying to straighten things out. A lot of discussion. Cougars coming back this way. Eagles going towards defending against an extra point. And I did not see the penalty. Now they're bringing one of the side judges in. I believe it's a side judge. We'll see. I do not know this officiating crew because it is from what used to be the Nashville Interscholastic League. I don't know what they call their officials association now up this way. They are doing the wise thing. They are conferring one official, which is proper mechanics, staying with the flag down at the other end. And I don't know if Paul can hear me, but if we could, we're on the discussion, but I'd love to show that one official. He is doing what's right, standing right by his flag. And one official has walked away. And it looks like the 86-yard touchdown is going to stand up. Very interesting. And that all happened at the 4:16 mark. And this is looking like a Murphy Law game, where if anything can go wrong, it will, and it has for the Eagles. 2 fumbles and a blocked field goal. Let's see what the official signals. It's against the penalty, would have been against Jackson Christian. Well, you've got offsetting penalties. Oh, sideline warning. And a touchdown. I don't know about that now. I thought they had done the right things. I have question marks. And a touchdown of 86 yards. 19-7 your score. So Low out there at the 4:16 mark. Angel with the hold. Lowe will be the kicker. It's 19-7. I know we had a blue moon the other night, but or the tides affecting things. Like I said, 2 fumbles really hurt us, and something that we're not used to seeing, a blocked field goal. trajectory of the ball, but everything's got to be right. You got 1.3 seconds to get that kickoff. If the snap's a little off, the hold, or you take your head off it, there's any number of things could have gone wrong. Low after a long delay. And extra points in high school are kind of like free throws. They changed footballs because obviously if I was the Cougars, I would want to kick my football. That was Jackson Christian's that got tossed off because that was the ball that they scored with. The snap, the kick is up, the goalposts have disappeared. It is good, and it is 20-7. 20-7, the Cougars are leading. Let's take a 30-second timeout on the Jackson Christian Network.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Someone, and I won't call their name, just text me, folks, the game's not over yet. It's 4:16. We're only down 13 points. They said, what else can go wrong? Don't ever make that statement because if you're playing in what I call a Murphy's Law game, if anything can go wrong, and tonight it has. But there's still plenty of time. We can score points. They've got a good defense, but we can score. They kick this one on the ground, trying to keep Mosley from returning. It is picked up over on the far side. Good return out across the 45, driven back to about the 47. And we'll see the replay on this one. And that was Trent Carrier carrying the football, and a good job by Trent. Again, they kicked away from Mosley, and they kicked this one on the ground. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, needing to put some points on the board before the only score was Mosley on a 1-yard run. Carrier and Collins and Mosley to the left of the formation. Sprinting left, Austin Kelly, we miss a block and almost intercepted. Miscommunication. The receiver that it was intended for really didn't look, and he was running a different pattern than what Kelly was expecting. We miss a block, and there's pressure on Kelly. That's Kelly's 3rd incomplete pass. Unofficially, he is 6 for 9 now. Greg Armour will bring you stats. Second and 10. One wide out. Now they'll shift. The wing back is Carrier. Green to this side. Mosley single covered. They'll let the safety. They're going to help on Mosley. Try the quick hitch there to him. He's dancing, trying to make people miss, and he made the most out of nothing. Mosley will pick up. He picked up more than I even thought. It's close to 6. It's about 5.5 yards. 6 catches for Mosley, or 7 actually. And we'll get official stats on that. 4 down linemen for the Cougars. Traditional 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. We bring Collins to the left. We've got the H-back to the right of the formation. They send Mosley in motion. They give to Deuce Lawrence on the crossing play, and he's going to be short. Matter of fact, he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage, spinning and tried his hardest. You can't fault him, but the Cougars were all over that like white on rice after he gains about 2. And it'll be 4th and a long 2. Let's see, with 2:51 to go in the second quarter. The Eagles are going for it. We're going to play Riverboat Gambler right here. And with the penetration the Cougars are getting, the line's going to have to give an extra effort here. And let's see where we're going. We got Collins up on the line and a slot to this side. Here's that little pitch, and the Cougars are all over us, and he is going to actually lose about 2 yards, and field position goes to the Cougars. A bunch of Cougars there, more than I can give you numbers and names for, and the ball goes over on downs. And you can hear they have an excited public address announcer. And I'm sure we're picking that up. 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Nothing has gone right for the Eagles after the first drive. Cougars come up there with one man wide, and they're just going to try the middle. And hanging on to a shoestring or ankle tackle there. Let's see who got the tackle. Mason Vaughn did, a pickup of 2. Gain of 2. And that is Smith in there. I think he hit the 50-yard mark then. 2nd and 8. Clock running, 1:57 and counting. Got Lawrence to this side. We got the H-back or tight end, who is Paradise. They'll send Claiborne wide to the left of the formation. No hurry by the Cougars. 5-4. The ball be snapped with about 2. And again, they try the middle. They bend it, but this time Kai White makes the tackle. And this one is for no gain. 3rd and about 8.5, maybe. We'll call it 8. 35 on the play clock, so they got plenty of time. That was snapped well, and they're just using time, 1:09 and counting. We're in the second quarter of play. We're at Goodpasture High School in Madison, Tennessee. 2 good Christian institutions playing each other tonight. 16 seconds on the play clock, 53 on the game clock. And we apologize for, we normally have our power aid time up there, but there is a beam that keeps us from getting the clock. Here's the snap. Maston's just going to keep it himself, gets straight ahead for 2 or 3, 4. He kept his legs moving, and he may get 5 out of it. Let's see where they said his forward progress was stopped. And again, it is 4th down. It is 19 seconds. Jackson Christian can't stop it because they have no timeouts, and Goodpasture doesn't want to stop it. They want to go into the dressing room with 10 seconds left in the half, and that is going to end the half. The Cougars lead 20-7 at the end of one half of play over Jackson Christian School, and we're going to take a timeout here on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello folks, this is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installation, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Cooler weather this fall and a colder winter makes a spa even more enjoyable. Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom features a huge selection of spas from the biggest names in the business. Come see us on Carriage House Drive in Jackson today.
Football is one reason to love fall. Here's another. Save up to $16,000 on a fully loaded in-ground pool built this fall. Come by Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom on Carriage House Drive in Jackson for full details and see available styles in person.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Ariya.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not gonna say it.
Carlock Nissan of Jackson.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
McCoy's Heating and Air specializes in more than just HVAC services. Our service department has expert plumbers to handle a wide variety of plumbing issues. Do you have a dripping faucet, broken toilet, or broken water heater? Whatever the issue may be, contact McCoy's today for quick service. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
I will be the greatest, greatest, greatest. 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 I will be
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in team sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your team sports. You can email or call us for all your team sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Had an accident and in need of repairs? If you're being towed, make sure the driver knows where to take it. David White Body Shop to expedite the repair process. David White Body Shop has been in business over 42 years. They have factory-trained certified technicians, and they are a direct repair shop for most insurance companies. They make sure your vehicle is repaired to manufacturer's recommendations. Always insist on the professionals at David White Body Shop. Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
And welcome back to Goodpasture in Madison, Tennessee. It's your Jackson Christian Eagles versus the Goodpasture Cougars. I'm Greg Armour. I've got the stats for you for halftime. Let's go with the Goodpasture Cougars. They had 5 first downs in the passing department. They attempted 1 pass, did not complete that one for no yards. Rushing department, they had 23 rushes for 105 yards. Leading rusher is number 15. He had 9 for 55 yards. The quarterback had 6 for 27. They punted 1 time for 88 yards, and they had 1 penalty for 5. All right, let's go to Jackson Christian. And Jackson Christian, we had 7 first downs. We rushed. We had 11. Austin Kelly had 11 passes, completed 8 for 117 yards. Jalen Mosley had 7 of those catches for 113. Jack Collins had 1 catch for 4 yards. We rushed the ball 11 times for 53 yards. Deuce Lawrence had 7 carries for 46. Jalen Mosley had 3 carries for 3. Easton Jones had 1 for 4. We punted the ball 1 time for 17 yards. We attempted 1 field goal, which was blocked, which they returned for a TD. Your score at halftime is Jackson Christian 7, the Cougars 20. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout at this time.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Cooler weather this fall and a colder winter makes a spa even more enjoyable.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Football is one reason to love fall. Here's another. Save up to $16,000 on a fully loaded in-ground pool built this fall. Come by Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom on Carriage House Drive in Jackson for full details and see available styles in person.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Ariya.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not gonna say it.
Carlock Nissan of Jackson.
McCoy's Heating and Air specializes in more than just HVAC services. Our service department has expert plumbers to handle a wide variety of plumbing issues. Do you have a dripping faucet, broken toilet, or broken water heater? Whatever the issue may be, contact McCoy's today for quick service. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
I will be the greatest, greatest, greatest. 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 I will be
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabilly, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCH, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
I was talking to my good friend Lee Phillips, Rob Phillips' dad. Unusual game, a Murphy's Law game. That's one of those where if anything can go wrong, it will. And in our case, it has. All three touchdowns for Goodpasture have come off of turnovers. A fumble on a punt they recovered, they being the Cougars. The Cougars recovered a missed handoff or exchange, if you prefer that term, and took that one in. And then the blocked field goal, it went 86 yards. And very opportunistic, and that's what you got to do. We look a little bit like Florida did last night. Penalties and fumbles will kill you, and Florida could have played, especially with Utah's first-team quarterback out. Well, we're making some of the same mistakes we don't usually make. Turnovers have been in our favor. We were in the plus column through the first two games, and there's plenty of time. It's only a two-score game. An extra point was missed by the Cougars. So if we can get it together, we've got to figure out whether it's snap timing, hold timing, or kick timing. And remember, maybe the timing has changed a little bit. It used to be 1.3 seconds is all you've got to get that kick off. And we got a whole second half. Unfortunately, Goodpasture will receive the football. We took it on our first drive and marched it down the field. And we started our own 47, I believe, on that one. And Mosley scored the touchdown on a run, and we led 7-0. Since then, as far as scoring, it's been all Goodpasture. They scored the first quarter at the 5:06 mark. missed the extra point and trail 7-6. At the 7:51 mark in the second quarter, 3-yard run by Maston, and 13-7. That kick was good. And then the 86-yard run at the 4:40 mark, it looks like, if my handwriting is not chicken scratching. 20-7, the extra point was good, and that's where we finished out the half, as we had a failed fourth down. And we'll get taken care of. I'm sure our coaches make good adjustments. The defense really has done nothing bad, and you can only hold them. You can't let other teams have great field position, and that's what we've done. And even though he's Rob's father, I'm sure he would agree with me that the defense is not what's getting Jackson Christian beat. It's the exchanges, the fumbles, and the blocked field goal, and give the Cougars credit for converting all those, because if you don't convert them, then the game may turn and go the other way. Lots of adjustments by both teams at halftime. We'll see what the Cougars and Eagles come out with. And with 3:13 on the clock and counting down, let's take a 2-minute timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
Great American Sports, make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson, we specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports, make sports an addiction.
The best thing to order is when you are sitting at soccer practice, order it through your phone while you're sitting there, and then you go and pick it up.
But you're much more of a planner than me.
I am.
And that's what I love about you.
Yes.
I'm not that prepared. It's more seat in my pants.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Had an accident and in need of repairs? If you're being towed, make sure the driver knows where to take it. David White Body Shop to expedite the repair process. David White Body Shop has been in business over 42 years. They have factory-trained certified technicians, and they are a direct repair shop for most insurance companies. They make sure your vehicle is repaired to manufacturer's recommendations. Always insist on the professionals at David White Body Shop. Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
And we are a little bit off with our internet, but I do have 2 scores, and we want to thank the providers of those scores. Riverside is leading Peabody right before half, 29-7. USJ at halftime has a 14-13 lead over TCA, and of course we'll try to pick up you some more scores if we can get my phone wasn't exactly set for it. Both teams are out warming up. They've got about 23 seconds on the clock, but they'll give both teams a little more than that. Let's see if we can get the scores up here and get all scores clicked. And it says loading for the first time tonight. 20-7 the score. Eagles scoring on their first possession, but 2 unfortunate fumbles, a block punt, and getting stopped on a 4th down late in the first half. That was late in the second quarter, if you prefer that. And right now it says nothing to show on that. So we'll see if we can load my teams. Make sure I haven't lost the internet again. No, we've got the guest internet on, and we will look and see. I know Murphy Fair had picked us. Cougars 20-7 leading, and we are warming up here at halftime. I want to thank Grant Boykin for sending that in. And we've got a whole half to come back, so don't get too excited. And again, they say nothing to show, which is very unusual for Tennessee football scores. And let's see if we can clear all on score stream. Looking for notifications, no current notifications. So we'll pop that back in the old app situation. And we'll see what else we can find for you. And let's see if they put a minute 45 up. Gary, I tell you what, to hear from some of our fine sponsors, let's take about a minute timeout and we'll come back for football here on the Jackson Christian Facebook.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles!
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
And we are back. Jackson Christian is headed to their sideline, ready to come out and kick off as Goodpasture deferred to Goodpasture huddling about their 20-yard line. And with no score in from the Camden-Jackson Central Mary game, halftime Milan 28, Gibson 6. It is halftime, and Decatur County Riverside leads Peabody 29-7. No score in a couple of other games. South Gibson trailing at the end of one quarter, Hardin County 7-0. At halftime, McKenzie 15, Chester County 6. Those Chester County kids are playing very, very hard. Lexington and Crockett County tied at halftime, 10-all. Dyersburg has a 3-0 lead at halftime in a real white knuckler. They're playing Covington. They're at home. Gleason is leading 34-22 over Hollow Rock Brewston Central. Greenfield has a 21-0 lead at halftime over Halls. Haywood trailing Oakland in the second quarter, 35-6, and we found out that Haywood is even missing their third team quarterback tonight. I'm wondering if they're having to run the Wildcat again a whole lot. Fayette Academy beating McNary Central 28-14 at halftime. O'Brien County on Jackson Northside 13-7 at halftime. Tipton, Rosemark, and South Fulton tied at halftime. Westview beating the stuffing out of Scotts Hill 42-0. Let's come back for football. And we are ready as Zach Cisco has it teed up on the 40, equidistance from the hash marks. His kick high, end over end, driving the receiver back to about the 3, and he'll bring it up the right side, and there is a hold because we did not stay in our lanes. A nice return. Deuce Lawrence knocks the receiver out. That was J.D. Singleton, a senior. And great field position. And we did not have anybody covering the lane that goes down by the sideline. We kind of got drawn in. And they say the football, actually, he stepped out of bounds at about the 44. So other than some of our miscarriages of handling the football or the blocked field goal, got a receiver to the right and left, the tight end on the line to the right, one back in the backfield. And they're going to keep the same play, and we're coming in there. And you know the name of that Mack truck. His name is Kai White. Goff also with an assist. And that was in the backfield for a loss, and I got to get the right stat sheet up there. That was Dawkins running the football. That one for a loss of 1. Maston still in there at quarterback. Same set, 2 tights and 2 flankers. And they throw the ball up in the air. It's off the receiver and the quarterback not on the same page. The pass was intended for Braxton Lawrence. And that is actually the first incomplete pass for Maston because the other pass was thrown on an option pass. Receiver and quarterback definitely did not read the same thing out of our coverage, and the break was to the middle of the field. Pass thrown to the outside. Play signaled in. 3rd and 11. 2 tights instead of having a wing back. 2 wideouts. 3-step drop, looking, coming back for the ball, and it's underthrown. It'll be 4th down. Maston's pass incomplete. Good coverage by Jackson Christian. It wouldn't have been a first down if he had caught his momentum. He would have had to come back for it. Let's see who goes back deep. And Jalen Mosley makes, I believe, his first appearance, maybe his second. He may have been out there in the North Point game as the punt returner back there, which is his specialty. Kicker looks. We give a little rush. It's going to bounce, and it's away from Mosley, and it'll go out of bounds. Kicks out right at the 20 or 21, maybe between them. And the punter was Henry Lowe. He did a good job of keeping that one away from Mosley. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles with the ball on their 20, 80 yards to go for the touchdown. And let's see what happened here. They'll come out straight to the line of scrimmage. Those down linemen are Denning, Floyd, Martin, and Rose for the Cougars. Collins on the line of scrimmage. Carrier in the slot. Mosley wide by himself. Rolling right, throwing underneath to Daniel Green, and he has to go low, makes the catch. If he could have caught that one standing up, he would have definitely broken the tackle. So Green with his first catch of the night. 9 for 12 for Kelly. 5 yards for Green on that carry or tackle. I'll get it straight. He was tackled, but on his catch. Collins again out here to the right. 2 receivers, both off the line of scrimmage. They'll send Mosley in motion. And they've got number 11 shadowing him. That's Lawrence. They give to our Lawrence. He's breaking yards, got some good blocks, and that time the Jackson Christian offensive line did a super job clearing some territory, and the 8th first down of the night for the Eagles. 52 yards on 8 carries for Deuce Lawrence. And we'll double check, and I think it's actually 53 yards. And it's a first down Eagles. Carrier to the left of the formation. Collins will be in the slot. And it's trips left with Mosley, closest man to the line of scrimmage. Linebackers backed off, 4-man rush. Kelly steps up, but they're going to pull him down from behind, and we couldn't hold our block long enough. Would like to give the young man that made the tackle congratulations. Now we finally get to see his number, and that is 51, Josh Rose, the junior. And a loss of about 6, maybe 7. That does not help the cause. We're going to call it 2nd down and 16, so a loss of 6 after the smoke clears. 2 men in the backfield, Mosley one of them, Lawrence the other. They send Mosley in motion. Here comes the crossing play. Here's Deuce Lawrence getting back what was lost and then driven back and thrown down unceremoniously. And it looks like Lawrence on the carry, and one of the tacklers was Lawrence, Brayton Lawrence. And actually he picked up a little more than that, so a nice gain of about 8 yards by Deuce Lawrence. But that's going to bring up a 3rd and a long 8. 61 yards, 9 carries for Lawrence. Single coverage. This time Hayden Claiborne, who is also a senior, but he's going to get help. They've got an extra helper. Kelly steps up, throws long, and Mosley's got it. Can he turn the Jets on just enough? No, he got caught. Grabbed the jersey tackle by their man Claiborne, but a great pass. Let's see that replay. Look at Mosley. Now you can see the hamstring still bothering him a little bit. He didn't get that great acceleration. The ball is on the 5, and it is 1st and goal from the 5. Here's Lawrence. Neubauer out in front, and Deuce Lawrence slices like a hot knife through butter right into the end zone for the touchdown. Here in the 3rd quarter, replay coming up. Great American Sports Replay. Watch this. Watch the Deuce. Watch the guards get out in front of me. There's the block by Neubauer, and cutting off of it is Deuce Lawrence at the 8:18 mark. Austin Kelly, the holder. Zach Cisco, let's see, and we'll watch it close this time. See, snap is good. The hold has to be good. And see the difference. Everything was smooth, 1.3 approximately seconds, and it makes it a 20-14 game. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
We are back. We're not quite taking full minutes in between. It's not us. That's what's happening down on the field. Zach Cisco to kick off. They've got number 8, J.D. Singleton, a senior, back deep. Number 4, Nate Starks. And also Ian Crockett, number 2, back. And it's kicked and coming up, bringing it to the 35. I looked down to right in my paper. We almost didn't cover. Go back and check. We almost didn't cover the lanes very well, and they get out to the 35. You'd like to hold them inside the 30 on these things. Good defensive stand the last time by Jackson Christian. We took the football 80 yards on that drive with Deuce Lawrence finishing it off. 20 to 14 with 8:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Braxton Lawrence closer to this sideline, the right sideline. They want to give. That time they had a little hole. They blocked inside and got Kai White blocked. And I see that Gavin Walker fell back in there, missed the other man that made the tackle. But Gavin Smith picks up about 4. He's a senior. He has 10 carries, 54 yards. That's 5.4 yard carry. Carrier and Vaughn to this side. James Dyer, 25, is in there. Looks like Blake Rowland to the far side. Blake, let's see if he picks up the slot receiver. Slot to the left, and they're going to go again. And this time they drive us off the football, but we'll hold them short of the first down, but they've got 3rd down. Host of Eagles in there. Jack Collins in there. Some linemen getting up. 55, Eli Craig, one of them getting up. And a gain again of a couple of yards. Make it 3rd and a short 4. 3rd and a short 4. Big play for the Eagles. They send Smiley in a slot, and they pull a guard, and if Maston's going to keep it, he's going to get the first down and more. And that's just like having Larry Zonka or somebody like that. That is a big young man, and he picks up the first down. Got about 43 yards and 8 carries unofficially for him. They're going to stay let's see, they've got it going to have a tight end to this side. That'll be Paradise. And let's see if they bring Lawrence. Yes, they do. You've got, of course, Zero's Claiborne to the far side. And 21, Lucius Smiley. Got a lot of seniors. They're a little older than we are. We are young team carriers matched up out here. Looks like Jack Collins and Roland. And we've got the one high safety situation. Kai White shading this side. And there is a flag on the play as the 40-second clock ran out. You've got a delay of game penalty. That will cost the Cougars. And the Cougars have not had, I believe, any penalties till then. Maybe one. Again, got kind of smeared the penalty box on my score sheet. We're trying new score sheets each week till we find one. The old one I used to use is not made anymore. This time it is an H-back and 2 men wide on the line of scrimmage. This time the hole is stuffed on first down. Newsom and one other young man stopped the ball carrier. And he's going to get, they're going to give him 2 out of that. Now how, I don't know. 2nd and 13. Cougars have the football. Maston at quarterback. Same wideouts, and he's not a tight end anymore. They got Paradise at H-back or wing if you prefer. We've got 3 down linemen. They're passing. They've got a good pocket. We flush him out, though. Caleb Newsom's got him from behind and down at about the 39. Support coming to help him, but Caleb, who is our dog end, he used to be the dog linebacker, runs him down for a sack, and it makes it 3rd down. It's 3rd and about 17 if I'm right. I'm not always right, my mathematics, but scoreboard tells me I'm right, and I appreciate the backup. 3rd and 17, a definite passing down. Could run a draw play here. Slot left, H-back to the right, a wide out to the right, and it's going to be a couple of step drop. They're going to complete their first pass, but all over it like white on rice is Jack Collins after a pickup of about 6. Claiborne got the catch. That's the first completion for them. It's going to be 4th down, and the Eagles will receive the football. And there he is, wearing number 23. Mosley, and like I said, he ran hard. He ran as hard as he could, but he is still recovering from that injury. He has been cleared to play, so he wouldn't play if it wasn't a good thing. Here's the kick. Caleb gave a little pressure, but it's going to come short and bounce, and they are getting favorable bounces. That goes a lot, and it's down to the 15 on where the punter and how he holds the football as to what type of punt. And this young man, Lowe, looks like he's been well schooled in how to place the ball. I see a cramp out of a Jackson Christian player, and they have played hard. And when you have to come from behind, the trainers are out there. And will it be pickle juice or mustard that he'll get when he goes to the sideline? I favor the pickle juice, although I like mustard. And, folks, if you play in any sport here in the fall, in the heat of the fall, start hydrating about 2 days early. And water is a great hydrator. Powerade, that's one of our sponsors, is a great hydrator. And I tell you what, Gary, I think we've got time for a 30-second timeout, and let's take that.
Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
We are back with 3:59 to go in the 3rd quarter, and again, we've got our scoreboard, but we can punch that in ourselves the time we get off the clock, and there is a beam in the way of it. 85 yards to go, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Kai White, the man with the cramp, and we want to have adequate time to get that out. He is so important to that defense there in the middle. Very fine young man, Kai, and so are the rest of the Eagles. We have a lot of good players. Here's the snap to Kelly, coming to his left. Sets up, throws back against the grain. Jack Collins out there, just overthrown at the 47-yard line of Goodpasture. 9 for 13 now with that incompletion. If that pass is thrown just a foot shorter, I can say give him 6, but it did not make connections. He had his man beat by a step and a half, and that's all you need if you pull the football down, because Jack is quicker than Hiccup. Brings up 2nd and 10. They give to Deuce Lawrence up the middle. He breaks through a nice hole by that offensive line, gets across the 20. Could be 6, depends on the spot. And we come quickly to the line of scrimmage, which will cut into the replay some because we are quick with the no huddle. Here's Deuce Lawrence trying the left side, and he's going to, will he get it on the second effort? What an effort by Deuce Lawrence. He drugged the tackler with him. Deuce Lawrence gets the 10th first down unofficially. He's got 72 yards on 11 carries. Of course, that offensive line, Tristan Nash, Hudson Neubauer, Eli Gay, Ty Smith, Hunter Waldrop, also helped by Patrick Wilson, Eli Craig, Hudson Green, Chandler Crowell, and we'll pick that up as we come to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. They send a man in motion, and they have stopped the play. Let's see what we've got. I don't see the flag, but you don't have to throw it. You can still call a penalty. Illegal procedure, Jackson Christian School, a very interesting call, backs us up 5 yards. Penalties and fumbles and a block kick. The penalties come like it did for Florida State last night at inopportune times. Makes it 1st and 15, the ball on the 21. They send Carrier out here very quickly. So you've got trips to the left side of the formation. They're going to give Lawrence, he's got blockers out in front, but give the defense credit. Lawrence made a lot of that. We made some initial hits good. Lawrence cleans it and gets it back to the original and maybe a pickup of 2 yards past that. So it should be about 8 yards go, and it should be 2nd down because of the penalty. I was trying to take away. Deuce Lawrence with a nice pickup there. Well, now they're going to say after the spot, yes, he got about 7. I'm going to give him 8 because it's closer to 8 yards. And here we go with slot to the left. They're going to send a man in motion. That's the H-back. That's Carrier. Stepping up is Kelly. He's got Carrier out here. Carrier juggles, brings it in. He's across the 35, the 40, and knocked out of bounds with a shoulder tackle by number 21 for them. That's Lucius Smiley. And let's see a replay. This is a good play. Watch the juggle, but pulling it in wisely. Carrier does a good job, and another 1st down, the 11th one for the Eagles. 10 for first catch for Carrier, 10 for 14 for Austin Kelly. And now let's see a play being signaled in. We'll go trips right, wide side of the field to the right. Daniel Green, the tight end, on the left. They flip-flop their line. They go strong side, weak side also. Go throw quick. It's red, but let's see what Mosley can do. He makes something out of nothing. Great agility. 2 good blocks out in front. He ran away from the guy that tried to tackle. You've actually got to bring the middle guy in there to cover that. And there is some discussion there on the field, but another 1st down for Jackson Christian. Mosley with the catch, his 8th. And it's another 1st down. I've got Jackson Christian with 12 as they move the football. Here comes trips left. And let's see, is that Carlos in there? I cannot see his number, but it just looks like his gait or run. Here's Easton Jones cutting it up into the seam, much like Vince Lombardi used to talk about. Kicking out, blocking, getting that seam, and Easton with a nice pickup. And that'll make it 2nd down, a pickup of just about 8 yards. He's got 2 carries and 12 yards on the night. Some fresh defensive people. and that is Carlos Roberson in there. He's the wide out this time, and let's see, they change. They're signaling a different play in this time. Austin Kelly still at quarterback. Easton Jones giving Deuce Lawrence a rest. Easton plays defense too. A little delay to him. Up the middle, he's got the first down and more, and going to be tackled from behind with an assist coming from the front of it. He's down to about the 18. And that is a nice carry by him and another first down for the Eagles. 25 yards, there's a flag on the field. And that usually indicates offense did something wrong on 1st and 10. Can't let those penalties kill your drive. Some fresh big linemen coming in. Holding is the call. That'll back you up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's first down at about 16 now. Clock arrested and now started again at 1:23 and counting. Play being signaled in, 15 on the play clock. Mosley comes left, Roberson comes left, Lawrence is back in. 4 down linemen, and they are ready to go. Slow motion is what I call it. He'll set up. And they wait, they do. He's got single cover. Watch the safety drift towards him, and now we blow the whistle again. And let's see what the call is. Did the play clock run out? And if it is, they're indicating. I think it's going to be against Jackson Christian. Okay, nothing happens so far. It's still 1st and 16 is what I've got it. The clock says 15, but it's closer to 16. Trust me. Kelly ready with Deuce Lawrence back there. They want and they're doubling. What they're doing is they're drifting the one high safety, and sometimes they're too high off to take that pattern away, and it's an incomplete pass. 10 for 15 now for Austin Kelly. 2nd and 16 or 15 if you prefer that. And watch those safeties and watch how they're trying to disguise the coverage so Kelly doesn't see the man coming to double team Jalen Mosley. Green and Carrier to the right. Slot left, but they give to Deuce Lawrence. He's got one man to beat. He's going to get one of those what I call sling tackles and push back. And the officials, I'm going to be critical now, need to blow the whistle a little quicker than they're blowing it. Lawrence was there for the Cougars. Pickup of about 3. Those slow whistles are what gets kids hurt. It's 3rd and 12 for the Eagles. This is 4 down territory. 3rd and a short 12, though. And let's see, there is a clock has run out. It is into 3. Cougars 20, Jackson Christian 14. We'll be back after this.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle. And at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hello folks, this is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installations, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
We are back here for the final quarter, 12 minutes of football. Jackson Christian has it, but it is 3rd down and 12. Wide side of the field to the left, playing against a 4-3 defense. Watch the free safety tilt towards Jalen Mosley. Mosley to the short side of the field. Jack Collins, they send Mosley in motion. He headed up the field too quick, and they're going to probably say we had illegal procedure. And you see and that'll cost us 5, and that makes it even harder. This is 4-down territory. Our timing has been a hair off. I'm not going to make excuses. First of all, this is a long trip, whether you ride charter bus or the old big yellow cheese bus. And it is 3rd and about, supposed to be 3rd and 17. Don't think the down marker was put appropriately down. And that's the officials, not the guy holding it. Mosley trying to go up the middle. They throw over the middle. He's got a great catch. Gets across the 10 down to the 8 from the 25. A pickup of 17. And they move the stakes. And a great catch by Mosley. I've got him with 9 catches. I may be 1 off. Now there's an injured Eagle on the field. And let's hope it's no more than a cramp. And you have to play hard when you get behind early like we did. Our young men have fought back. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and when we come back, more football.
Football is one reason to love fall. Here's another. Save up to $16,000 on a fully loaded in-ground pool built this fall. Come by Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom on Carriage House Drive in Jackson for full details and see available styles in person.
Cooler weather this fall and a colder winter makes a spa even more enjoyable. Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom features a huge selection of spas from the biggest names in the business. Come see us on Carriage House Drive in Jackson today.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan. Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Aria.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Carlock.
1st and goal from the 7.5. Austin Kelly back. He's going to keep it. He's going to run. He heads towards the stake, but gets knocked out of bounds by good effort, and that'll be a late hit. The flag will come up, and it is late. But I'm not going to blame the young man. The officials have been slow to blow whistles. Half the distance to the goal. And let's see, it's 2nd and goal. Ball is on the 2. And I'm not, if it gets to 3rd down, we may see the jumbo package. And we'll stay with our spread formation. We're going to make the strong side the left side of it as they shift the tight end and the H-back. Deuce Lawrence going ahead, dancing. He's not going to make it. Good job. The Cougars kind of pinched in. And we'll just say there was a host of Cougars, and Deuce gave it the best effort he could. And there were more Cougars there than you could count, even though they just have 11 on the field. He got a yard, if he got a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. I almost looked, and I don't see the jumbo package coming on. Big down for both teams here. It is 3rd and 1.5 from the 1.5. It'll be 3rd and goal. Now we're shifting. Easton Jones in there to Deuce Lawrence has worked hard. They go with the delay. Easton hits it hard, but is he good? Yes, touchdown, Easton Jones. 1-yard blast. Let's see if we can get a replay on that one. Gary is sharp. Look at Easton hit that line. He's in there before he ever has any contact. Give that offensive line credit at the 10:39 mark. Scores tied at 20-all. The all-important extra point with Zach Cisco on. Austin Kelly to hold. Hudson's the snapper. It looks good. And this one is going into outer space. It is good, and the Eagles have recaptured the lead at 21-20. But this game has got a lot of time. 10:39, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. Come back on the Worthy Road Jackson Christian Network.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Aria.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Carlock Nissan of Jackson.
We are back, and somebody texts my own personal phone number. No, I can't read your comments tonight. I wished I could. We had some nice ones, and Moose Henry from Kingsport watching the Eagles, but he says that he wants a Dobbins-Bennett score. I don't have one, Moose. We're having Jackson Christian football with Goodpasture. Two very fine Christian schools getting a game on tonight. Chester County is trailing 22-6 in the third quarter now. Huntington beating up on Adamsville 58-21. Zach Cisco to kick off. Let's check the return men. The dangerous one is J.D. Singleton. He runs like he's shot out of a cannon down there, and we want to keep the ball away. We want to see Zach, if he can put one. No, it's going to be a directional kick. It's coming down in the direction of number 2. He picks it up off the ground. They're still going to get good field position at about the 42-yard line. Is Ian Crockett, the sophomore tight end, the linebacker, brings it back. And here comes the flag. And it's been such a wonderful game till now. Now we got to say, gentlemen, let's just play football. And you hate to see that mar a very nice contest. Doesn't matter which side the penalty goes on, you don't want to see that. Could they call offsetting penalties? Huge discussion there, and I guarantee you they're not flipping coins or playing odd man or whatever you want to call it. And both teams looking this situation over. Cool heads win hot ball games. Please remember that. 10:31 to go in this contest. It's a one-point game. Qualifies for our white knuckler status. And in some respects, it could be a slobber knocker. We'll remind you turnovers and things like that and a block kick have been the difference in this contest and made it what it is. Here's the signal, personal foul against, it's going to be an offsetting penalty. Well, they put 2, and they said 2 of them on there. They'll administer 1. I am like my comrades to my left. I only saw the second one. I never saw the first one. And like I said, cool heads win hot ball games, the penalty being administered. And the first one is a 15-yard personal foul, or the second one. Now they are going to administer both of them, so there must have been some time. And the second one is definitely a dead ball foul. It has to be. Wow. It has been years since I've seen 30 yards administered. Ball's at the 15 for the Cougars. They'll bring a slot left out here. Wide side of the field is to the left. Maston's still in at quarterback. Now they're going to have a conference again. Everybody catch their breath while they're doing it. Those of us in the press box are the only ones that can't catch their breath at this point in time. We know that Braxton Lawrence, the senior, is out here to the left. Looks like Jack Collins has got him. Blake is matched up on Smiley. Blake Rowland, who had an interception last week, just like Brooks Goff did. Mason Vaughn playing the one high safety right now, and it's a running play. It is Maston, and there's a whole bunch. We don't know any. There's a bunch of Eagles. That's all you got to know. QB keeper. Looks like they met him at the, how about a flock of Eagles tackling? Is that a better term? And no gain on that one. Brooks Goff always around the football. Two high safety. Let's see. Here comes up tight coverage, press coverage. They want to throw. Got a receiver out here on the out, and that one thrown a little low into the outside. It's incomplete. 1 for 4 I have for Maston, and I thought he threw the ball well last week when they played Silverdale. And we got another Eagle down. And I want to have the mustard and pickle juice concession over there on the sideline. And this is unusual. This is, I think, only the second cramp we've had this year, and we've had most of them in this game. And while we've got a man down, and we'll find it, both teams will go to the sideline, Gary will take a 30-second timeout unless this evolves into something bigger. Hey, thank Gary Lockhart and Worthy Road Studios for this broadcast.
McCoy's Heating and Air specializes in more than just HVAC services. Our service department has expert plumbers to handle a wide variety of plumbing issues. Do you have a dripping faucet, broken toilet, or broken water heater? Whatever the issue may be, contact McCoy's today for quick service. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
We are back as the junior Gavin Walker gets up, and Gavin does a great job. He's 6'4", 11th grader. Hopefully he's going to play a little basketball. We'll talk to Tony Schutz and Kyle Teichman in the future weeks. 21-20 at the 9:50 mark in the fourth quarter. And wait a minute, folks, hold on. Say it again, Gary. 42-7 Riverside. Okay, not as bad as what they had on Coach T a while ago. 3 minutes left in that one. In the third quarter. Okay, Maston comes rushing back out on the field. There's 40 on the play clock, so he had plenty of time. He's got one back in the backfield, a slot left, a tight end and a wing to the right. Jackson Christian in single coverage, sprinting left. Maston gets the ball out here right at the 30, falling forward. It'll be a first down. His second completion. Lawrence with the catch. And that is a big first down for them, gets them out of the shadows of their goal line. Ball will be on the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Slot right, tight end to the left, and they pull a guard. They're going to keep Maston with the football. He gets by the first wave, and he's got good yardage on this one. And that's what they want to do. They want to grind this clock out, 9:17, and they want to take it the distance. And it'll be second and about, well, now they readjust it. It's a short 5, long 4. That's the best thing I can tell you about it. Same set. This time it's two flankers out there with two tight ends. They pull and come to the left side, hitting the line, and I see one man on there that stands out, Eli Smith. There's another tackler down at the bottom. That's Jack Collins, and then there was one young man. I could not see his number. And it's going to be 3rd and 2. That was Dawkins on the carry. 3rd and a short 2, long 1. And now the same thing. They've got the big, and here comes Maston. He's got the body lean, but I don't think he's got the first down, and it'll be 4th down. I see them going for it, though. Eli Craig there, Jack Collins, Mason Vaughn, and possibly Smith again, and maybe even James Dyer. Oh, me, a mysterious spot. They say he got the first down. You go back and watch the tape tomorrow. This is a travesty of justice. Gavin Walker, the defensive end of this side. We see Brooks Goff, the linebacker, stepped up. We go with 3 down linemen. 2 tight ends. They're going to pull the guard and come left again. This time they hold it up. May get 1 out of it because they are giving those left-footed spots. Mason Vaughn on the tackle, I think. Let's see who's down. This looks like one of the Cougar players, and we hate to see that. Hopefully it's nothing more than a cramp. Yeah, it was a left-footed spot because they gave him 2 on the deal. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and we'll come back with more football on the Jackson Christian Network.
I will be the greatest, greatest, greatest. 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 I will be
We are back. As you see, the Cougar trainer working hours from Dynamics have worked very hard with our young men tonight. And you see the trainers for the Cougars, and the injured player not wearing his normal number tonight is Caleb Smith. He normally wears 3, but got to get hold of some jerseys and things. And Cougars have been on the road for their 2 games. We've been at home once and on the road once. And we'll see if we can get you some scores here in a few moments. Gary gave you a better score than I did. It's 42-7, Riverside over Peabody. Lexington now getting beat in the 4th quarter, 37-10. 2nd and 8, wide side and 2 flankers to that side as they had 2 tight ends. Sprinting right is Mathis. The ball is thrown low. It's incomplete, but I'm going to tell you what, Easton Jones came very close, if he could have got an arm under it, to scooping that one up and intercepting it. Two for 6 passing. It's 3rd and 8. We look like we've got 3 down linemen, and there will actually be one of our linebackers step up. Collins in the defensive backfield. 21-19 USJ will come into our house next week undefeated. 3rd and 8, straight drop back, good protection. Ball thrown underneath, catch, and the first down. And that one was to Hayden Claiborne, the senior. That is a big first down right there as it keeps their drive going. 2 catches for Claiborne. He had good protection then. We could not get any pressure on Mathis. It's 1st and 10 from the Eagle 39 for the Cougars. Again, the 2 flankers, and they pull the guard. They're going to run it up the middle. Hit in the backfield. Pulling forward and grinding forward. I see Collins there. Kai Wyatt was there, and a couple of others walking away from it. Brooks Goff, but still a pickup of positive yards for Dawkins. About 3 for him. It's 2nd and 7, and that's all they have to do is get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Left hash mark, again the double flanker with 2 tight ends. They pull the right guard, and Maston keeps it. kind of like a Wildcat, even though he's really their quarterback, so it's not a true Wildcat thing, but he is a big running back. He's going to pick up at least 3. And in Woody Hayes-Lohr, the old Ohio State coach from a long time ago, all you got to have is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Only gets 2, though, on that one. Brings up 3rd and about 6. Let's see if they change the formation. No, they'll still have the 2 tights, and they'll go with 2 flankers. And both of them step off, so they are technically flankers. Dawkins, number 5. Shannon Dawkins on the running back spot. This looks like a give to Dawkins. Oh, he shot out of a cannon, got the first down and more, and a touchdown-saving tackle there by one of the Eagles. That looked like Jack Collins. And there was a hole that you could have driven a Mack truck through that time. Another first down. That'll be the 11th, or 12th, actually, it looks like. 1st and 10, and Maston's going to keep it, and they just blow us off the ball. Our line may be tired. He gets down to the 15-yard line, and that is a pickup of about 6. Mosley playing a little defensive back, and they are in the red zone right at the 15. 2nd down. Here comes Dawkins. He cuts it back, and he's a good cutback runner. He's across the 10, and either there's a hold or a face mask, and right now it's going to be hard to tell which one it is. Usually, though, I see face mask in those situations. One of the big linemen coming back in for, and Jackson Christian has backed up, and that usually tells you that there is a hole. 75, Gavin Martin, a senior offensive lineman, is in there for the Cougars. And let's see what the call is. Now, they had a man whose headgear popped off, Ethan Floyd, and you have to come out for one play. Wow, now that got me. If you stand there, you're supposed to be. Now, if you go block and stuff with it off.
I tell you, I played ball in high school and college. I don't think I could flip that switch off just because my helmet came off. You just play.
Well, I'm like my colleagues to the left. In the old days, you could play through it, but you can't even hit somebody. You just got to stand there if your headgear comes off. I thought that was the case since Ethan did come off the field. And he's got his headgear, 55 does, back on. We've seen no mark off. Now are they going to, yeah, here's the mark off. I know the officials are trying really hard at the 4:57 mark. Oh, USJ is winning 28-19. Only 8 minutes left. Now we got it right. Jumped the gun that they were coming in undefeated. Jackson Christian defense needed a little help. It's going to be 2nd down and about 21, I think. No, they're going to make it 1st and 10 from the 23. So we'll get it straight. That's interesting. Now, I won't say they're wrong. Here's a man in motion. Jet sweep coming. We've got a man in there, and that's Jalen Mosley. And he wraps it up, gets an assist, some help from Kai White, and also from Brooks Goff. 2nd and 10 after the jet sweep. 75 comes out. Martin, 55 probably has gone back in, and he has. Ethan Floyd, who's also a senior offensive lineman. 2nd and 11. Let's see if we got 2 tights, a flanker to each side. They're off the line of scrimmage, 2 tight ends. Mathis, the quarterback. Let's see if he keeps it or if they run the – he's going to pass, and he's got a timing pattern and throws it wrong. We may have tipped it. I was watching the receivers cut as Lawrence was going to cut to the sideline and come back just a little bit, but it's incomplete. 3 for 7 for Mathis. On the incompletion, it's 3rd and 11. Definitely a throwing down, but this is 4-down territory. And I don't think even as good a kicker as Henry Lowe, the senior, is, I don't think they'll go for the field goal. I think they'll use both of their downs. 2 flankers to the right. Dawkins in the backfield with Mathis. 2 tight ends, 3 down linemen. We only rush 3, rolling to his right. Mathis wants to cut it up. Gets hit. Eli Craig, and then he gets his help. I saw Big Cedric out there, Kai White, host of other Eagles, to help him out with the tackle. He gets back those 2 yards. It's going to be 4th and 10. Now, they've got a couple of little plays that if we're one-on-one and we don't get out and cover the flats and cover the hook zones, that they can throw on us. Really, the best thing we could do is put some heat, but they usually use maximum protection and sometimes only run 2 receivers out, maybe bring a tight end off the other side, because here's 2 flankers to the left, and they are off the line of scrimmage. Dawkins in the backfield, and there's going to be a timeout called on the field. The Eagles want to talk it over, and we're going to let you hear from some fine people that bring you this contest. Let's take a minute timeout.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
4th and 10. The Cougars have all 3 of their timeouts. The Eagles only have 2 left, trying to get that defense set. See what the defense, Rob Phillips, his home school, let's see what he's dialed up. His daddy with mixed emotions next to me, but he's got the call for the Cougars, but he'll love Rob after the game. Trips left, first time we've seen trips left. Tight end is to the right of the formation. Let's see if we bring the rush or drop and try to get in coverage. We drop. Here comes a little pressure. Mathis, a shifty runner. He's running. He is hit from behind, and the speedster that got him looks like Gavin Walker. It is number 18, Gavin Walker, the 11th grader, 6'4", 220. And what a saving tackle right there. The ball goes over on downs. Now, there is 3 minutes exactly in this game. The Eagles really need 2 first downs. The Cougars of Goodpasture will be ripping at that football. First man will stand our runners up. Second man will try to rip the football out of his hands. We've had 2 costly fumbles, a blocked field goal, and several penalties, and a failed 4th down conversion. Here comes that fine offensive line, but they've got to be a little tired. See Smith and Waldrop out there. I would say Tristan Nash is on the far side. Green. The splits have been cut down a little bit. A wing back to the left. They're going to give to Deuce Lawrence. He goes wide. He gets some yardage. The Deuce is on the loose. The Deuce is at the 50, the 40, the 30. And there's a flag coming down. This one will probably come back, but Deuce Lawrence took it to the house. But I don't think they're going to call a touchdown, and they are saying it's dead. There's a flag thrown at about the 42-yard line, and I was about to get excited and give you my best John Ward, and I held off when I saw the flag come down, because that, when it's thrown from that position, it's never good. It is never good, but a nice gain by Deuce. The only problem, it stops the clock. 14 seconds runs off of it. 2nd and 46. What a nice run by the young man. It will be first down, and you don't do things behind the football. Trust me, folks, Deuce was gone. And they're going to bring it back. Let's see what is called. It's all the way back to our 40. And it should be first down. That part we got right. We want that clock wound and running, though, and runners should stay in bounds. Goodpasture has 4 down linemen, a very good defensive line. Floyd there, Martin, Doris, and Denning, who have all played well for him. Mosley is in a slot to the right of the formation. Now they're going to try Easton Jones, same play. Easton gets hit, no gain, and stood up. And now will they use a timeout, they being the Cougars. It'll be 2nd and 10. They take a timeout with 2:40 to go. We'll take a timeout, and they give us a yard gain. But let's take a 30-second timeout on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
The best thing to order is when you are sitting at soccer practice, order it through your phone while you're sitting there, and then you go and pick it up.
But you're much more of a planner than me.
I am.
And that's what I love about you.
Yes.
You know, I'm not that prepared. It's more seat in my pants.
Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today, direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
We are back, coming back to it, slot right with Mosley and Collins out here, almost a stack. Wing back, now we're going to shift the wing back and the tight end to the other side. Still the spread formation, not the pistol. They're going to try Easton Jones into the short side of the field. Easton's got 5, he's got 6, he's got 7. He may have the 10 yards he needs for a first down. Let's see if we get a left or right-footed spot. And, folks, I don't like to say things like this, but we just got the old left-footed spot right there. That was horrible. It's going to be 3rd and a nice one or a long one, however you want to say it, but not the proper spot. There's a timeout on the field. We'll take a 30-second while I pass out the 10 cups and pencils.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles.
And after an unusual left-footed spot, I'm sitting right on the play. I'm the only guy in the house that's really got the straight look at it besides the officials. It is 3rd and 1. Do we come out and run no play timeout? Do we try to pick it up with a dive or something? We don't want to get tackled for a loss. It is 3rd and 1 at the 2:33 mark in the 4th quarter. 1-point lead. Here's the motion. Austin Kelly keeps it. He's got it. They can't left foot spot this one. And he picks up about 5 yards and a very important first down that keeps the drive going. Austin Kelly. And that's great for a young man that had that serious baseball injury last year. And the clock's supposed to be wound, and it is frozen there. There is no reason for the clock to be frozen. No, this is off the play clock. Now they reset. That makes it right. Total miscombobulation. I hate to use that word, miscombobulation. It is a word, but not a great word. We need to snap the football with about 3 seconds on the play clock. Game clock at 1:59 and counting. Almost the stack out here to the right. They lead block, dancing, trying to hold things up as long as he can. And a little, I won't call it rooster fighting, but a little shove and push type stuff. And the Cougars are going to use their last timeout to stop the clock on 2nd down with 8 to go at the 1:46 mark. We'll take one more 30-second timeout here.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
We know that USJ is holding on to the lead, but more important here is to get that clock stopped or started and running. Goodpasture cannot stop it again. We shift, and we also have, we'll probably go back into the strong side. Easton Jones in there, a nice fake by Kelly. Easton wants to stay in bounds. He's got the first down. Easton racing down the sidelines. He could go all the way. We'll check, see if he stepped out of bounds. If not, it is 47 yards and a touchdown for Easton Jones. Now, if I were John Ward, I would say he was running all the way to the Capitol. 47 yards. Look at that replay, and you know that's got to be a happy bunch of Eagles right there. They have played against a very good AA team. This game is not over. Zach Cisco on for the extra point. 1:35 left in the contest. Low snap. They get it up. Kelly gets the up. The kick is good, and the Eagles are leading 28-20, and will come back after a 1-minute timeout.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Cisco to kick. I don't know if they'll send it deep or if they'll pooch it. It's kicked high and directional to the side. It's brought up that side. There was a hole that you could drive a Mack truck through. Now, we closed it at about the 45, but that is not good kick coverage as we got out of our lanes. And I know we'll talk about discipline during the week. 55 yards away from a touchdown, which would make it 28-26. The Cougars would have to go for two. There's 128 for them to get it. Their passing game has looked much better in the second half, and they will bring trips left. They've got 4 wideouts in there now, 1 man in the backfield with Mathis. And we are short a man on our coverage. We get out here, and a good job. They throw. Almost picked off Blake Rowland. And on Blake's sheet, it says he looks like Ken in the Ken and Barbie movie. He's got his hair blonde. And Blake almost came up with the play of the day, but he breaks that one up. Good break up by Blake. He wanted that INT. And, you know, don't worry about it, Blake. Just break up another one or pick off one. Braxton Lawrence looks like Smiley. Also Hayden Claiborne. And I'm going to tell you what, those are some good receivers here to the left, and they've got a good one to the right, too. They're going to crank the javelin up. Jack Collins ready to play it, and Jack almost intercepted it. Lawrence almost caught it, and almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and atomic bombs. Here's the replay, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. Clock says 1:11, and it is arrested right now. Why is it arrested? Because we had an incomplete pass. See the deputy down there holding the gun. Oh, no, there's no gun there. Just the clock is stopped by the officials. Okay, we got loaded with good wideouts to this side, the left side with trips. Young man that I believe that's 14 level. Here's the pass across the middle, in and out of again. Good hands by one of the Eagles. We just need some stick 'em like they used to use in the pros. It's 4th down, and guess what? They're not kicking it away. The Cougars all they need is 10 yards to keep this drive alive. Still 1 minute and 5 seconds, and that is an eternity. Now they're sending Smiley back out there, and he will be there along with Claiborne and Lawrence to this side. Let's see if they look, and we've got 2 receivers over there to the far side. He's got time, Mathis. It's up, over, and coming up with it, and a great job. You guess who did it. The INT by Jalen Mosley. And the ball goes over on downs. They cannot stop the clock. And a great play, and Jalen Mosley playing hurt shows you what kind of kid he is. He is a tough young man. USJ did win the game. Okay, 28-19. This one has 59 ticks on the clock. Jackson Christian wants to handle that football. Cougars cannot stop the clock. And I would say, yes, victory formation has shown. Austin will catch it and go down to the knee, and they won't have to snap it again for 40 seconds, I believe. The play clock is wound. There is 49, so there will have to be one more snap of the football. And, folks, the Eagles have, after having a Murphy's Law game in the first half where everything goes wrong that can, have come back and clawed their way back into it. And Kelly has gone down. That will be the last play of the football game. And they don't have to snap it again, 25 seconds and counting. The Jackson Christian Eagles remain 3-0, and they and USJ will go into next week's game at Southern Capitol Field and Ronnie Fowler Stadium, both 3-0. It will not be a region game. Both the teams showing good sportsmanship here, and these are 2 fine Christian institutions. And we're going to take a timeout, and we'll tell you it's a happy night for the Eagles after clawing back in there. 28-20, the Eagles beat the Cougars. Let's take a timeout.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here.
And we're going to wrap it up quick tonight. You see the 2 teams play.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installations, bacteria and germs cannot survive, and our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring. Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installations, bacteria and germs cannot survive, and our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Cooler weather this fall and a colder winter makes a spa even more enjoyable. Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom features a huge selection of spas from the biggest names in the business. Come see us on Carriage House Drive in Jackson today.
We are back after the thing told me we were replaying and I was going to comment on it, and that happens sometimes in the broadcasting game. We're going to have to do a quick wrap-up tonight. Long way to go, plus equipment has to be broken down. And the most important thing, 28-20, the Eagles win. They had an outstanding performance by their quarterback, Maston, and what he did. Early in the first half, Goodpasture took control of the game after 2 fumbles, a blocked kick, a failure on 4th down. The Eagles went into halftime. The game plan was adjusted both offensively and defensively. Coaches with a magnificent job. The players of both teams played their hearts out. A lot of cramps because these kids were playing hard tonight. And the Eagles with a comeback victory. It was a white knuckler up until that last touchdown, Easton Jones taking it to the house. And, of course, we had Mosley scored a touchdown. Lawrence scored one. And we had the Easton Jones 1-yard plunge, a 47 run by Jones. And the big INT to see Jalen Mosley come off the bench, play some defense. He picks the pass off and seals the deal. And we are going to tell you to please support all of our sponsors and tell them you appreciate them bringing Jackson Christian football. Remember, this is a copyright broadcast of Jackson Christian and Worthy Road Studios for 2023. And we will tell you that Gary Lockhart, Paul Schultze, and I have brought you this game. You see those talented people there, especially Gary Lockhart and Paul Schultze. It was great talking to you. Wished I could have read your text tonight on the things, but couldn't pick them up. But tell you what, great job, guys. Paul, if you can hear me, great job. Gary always does. He's my man on Tuesday night for the Eagle Show at the Hub City Deli. And, of course, we need to tell you that it is a copywritten broadcast again. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited. It's time to say thanks for your time this time. Till next time, good night, all.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports.
The Jackson Rockabillys, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody.
Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers.
Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.